Like I wanted to run track growing up, but I never did. My coach suggested that I run track in order to get faster for football. So I joined track and I ended up liking track more than football. So I ended up making like track like my main priority. And I ended up getting offers from like Brown, UC San Diego, Navy, like a couple small schools here and there just for track. By the time I got to my junior year, I was at a point where I was gonna solidify a scholarship at UC San Diego. It was kind of risky my senior year playing because I kind of was in that spot where if all I had to do was run like 2 or 3 time trials throughout that year to solidify my scholarship. But I played football anyway, because I mean, I played football since age 5 up. I played football every year, and I was like, I'm not gonna miss my senior year season. I only lived like right across the street, but by the time I got out of practice, it's already dark outside. I was just jogging home, I was minding my business. I was running across to go up my street, and it was an odyssey. It come around the corner, coming around the U-turn. I couldn't really hear it, so I tried to jump out of the way at the last minute, and the car ended up catching me on the front end of the bumper, and I rolled over the length of the car. I was probably 5 feet in the air and fell straight down on the curb, and I heard a pop. I ended up getting to practice the next day, trying to sprint, and like I'd run for 2 steps and literally fall to the ground. I ended up tearing my hip flexor. I was pretty angry once I figured out that I wasn't going to play the rest of the season and that I probably wasn't going to be able to run for my time trials to try to solidify the scholarship. Because I never ran those time trials to solidify a scholarship to UC San Diego, they pulled it for that year. I had the letter from Navy that I had yet to open, and I was like, I might as well give it a look. I mean, I have these letters, let me look at them now. And it was an offer to run track, and I considered it, so I looked into Navy, service academies, and then I started to get an idea of the whole Army-Navy rivalry, and I ended up applying for the nomination for both, and I got the nomination for both. So it came down to my choice, and I ultimately decided to come here. Kind of went first semester, plebe year, just company athletics. I got recognition from a couple players on sprint football. Like Ryan Campy would come to me, Keegan West would come up to me, and they'd ask me like, hey, you play football? Like, you playing flag football out there, and you're clearly more athletic than everybody else. I don't know what ultimately pushed me towards making the decision for Army. I had a lot of influence from my family and friends, but it honestly has developed me in a way that you couldn't think. I don't know what I would have done at UC San Diego, but I can't imagine it was anything as great as I would have done here. I just look back on the accident itself, and I'm glad that I didn't let it put me down too much, and I kept driving forward, and I actually ended up making a better future for myself.